Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about security settings of a DHCP server. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So for this lab, we're going to first of all walk through how to install it. Secondly, I will share with you how to apply its security settings. So there's many ways you can actually do to install a DHCP role on a server. In this lab, we're using two computers or two servers. The first one has Windows 2022 Data Center operating system installed. The second server is a Hyper-V virtual machine, and it has Windows 2022 Standard Edition. So if you want to install a DHCP role on your server through a server manager, in server manager you want to hit add roles and feature. The add roles and feature wizard will opens. So you click next to get to the select installation type page. You want to make sure that role based or feature based installation is selected, and then you click next to make sure that the right server is selected. But just in case you are actually managing more than one server from server manager, like here for example, if I click add roles and feature, next, you see I'm managing more than one servers in this server manager or from this computer. So in this case, you want to make sure that you're selecting the right server where you want the role to be installed. So if I come back here, this is the only one, so we're going to leave it selected and hit next to go to the next page. On this page, you want to select DHCP server, and DHCP server role has already been installed on those two servers, so both servers already got the DHCP role installed. So if this one didn't have DHCP role installed, you would be able to check this button, and the add roles and feature wizard will have prompted you to add some feature needed to configure your DHCP server services or service. So and then you will click next, and then you will hit install, so the process will go through and you will have installed your DHCP server. But we're not going to pay attention to it because once again those roles has already been installed. So let me show you how the DHCP manager windows looks like. In server manager, if you click on tools, from the tools options, if you select DHCP, the DHCP manager window will open. I will do the same here to open it from here because this one has some configuration on it. So this is actually how it looks like. So when you have this red arrow pointing down, or this red down arrow, it means this has not been activated yet. And if you see it here, it means the DHCP role has not been authorized. The server has not been authorized to provide DHCP service on your domain. So I did everything here. So if you see it here, I will extend this window for you. So if you see here, you see that everything has already been configured. Scope has been created successfully, and then in the scope you have the address pool. This is actually where the pool of address where the DHCP picked. Like let's say a client machine requesting an IP address from DHCP. The DHCP server will get an address from here, from the address pool, to actually dynamically provide it to the DHCP client. So let's say a client send like a discovery request, a broadcast message to see if there's any DHCP server on the network. So the DHCP will send back a if you receive the DHCP discovery request, it will send a DHCP offer message to the client machine with the IP address saying that this is the address I got for you, for example. So this is where he get an IP address to provide to the client machine. And here you can add an exclusion range. So if you right click, you can add a new exclusion. And the address list, let's say he send an offer and the client machine reacts saying that yes, I definitely want to get the IP address you just told me that you have. And then the DHCP server send a acknowledgement saying that okay, no problem, you got the address. He will actually create a record here saying that he leaves an IP address to a computer. So the reservation, you can do the reservation here by right clicking on it and hit new reservation. The scope option, let's say you want to provide some option like the router IP address to your client machine or DNS server or DNS or DNS domain to your client machines. So this is where you want to do it, and this is at the scope level. So if you want to give those different information at the server level, you want to do it here. It means actually any single scope that you will create here will automatically have those different information. So at the scope level, it's only the scope. It's only the scope we have that information. So the policy is like you want to give some type of options or settings to a computer if some criteria are met. So beside that, you also have policy at the server level that you can configure, and also you have a MAC address filtering. You can enable the allow list to allow some computers to request an IP address in your network. That's the first layer of security. So the well-known DHCP attacks is the DHCP starvation. Actually, a DHCP starvation attack is an attack where a malicious user floods a DHCP server with multiple DHCP requests until the DHCP server's pool of IP addresses is depleted. So what does it mean? It means that the attacker will be launching thousands of discovery broadcasts to the DHCP server, the corporate DHCP server, leading the corporate DHCP server IP pool to be depleted. So in this pool, the corporate DHCP server we have no more address to provide to the clients. At that time, the hacker or attacker will be able to introduce his own rogue DHCP server and then his own rogue DNS server and forthwith. He will be able to hack your network. So to prevent it from happening, you can actually configure a port security on your switch, a Cisco switch, which actually allow only a certain number of MAC address on your a port. So let's say he send a multiple broadcast request or DHCP discovery broadcast request to the DHCP server. If you configure a port security here, and you said this port will only allow 5 MAC address, because those type of hacker discovery request has also it's an application we're going to create multiple MAC address, with each discovery request, each discovery you're going to have a MAC address. Let's say you configure this port to only accept 5 MAC address. So beside those, if you get this 6th MAC address will be dropped. So let's say he sent 100 of requests to the DHCP server, only 5 requests will go through and 95 will be dropped. So even with poor security, the rogue DHCP server will still be able to hang out IP address information. So we want to think about DHCP snooping, which is configured to tell your switch which port is a trusted port and which one is an untrusted port. So another layer of security is to actually configure a DHCP authentication protocol and ensuring that it's secure. It's to configuring a DHCP version 6 guard, or is to perform a regular audit to see if there's suspicious activities. If you right click here and you say display statistics, you will see some information. And if you come here as well and you look at the let me see, display statistic is the same here. So, and you can do every single configuration from your, how do we call that, from your the Windows PowerShell command prompt. So you can get the statistic from here. For example, if you type the command get DHCP server v4 statistic, you will have the same information. If you want to get the address list, you can type the command get and you provide a scope ID. In this case, we have a 10.10.0.128. You hit enter, it will give you. So there's no information here. That's why it's kind of empty like this. Will not give you nothing because this one there's no the DHCP server did not give an IP address to a client machine. So this is pretty much it about the DHCP server. In another video, I will show you how to configure the DHCP server, to install and configure the DHCP server on a core Windows server. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.